Consider the following formula. Which of the following statements is true for this formula? To solve this question, we're going to need to graph, and to graph, we'll have to label our axes in terms of A and B. Normally, I would ask you to try to find a cause and effect variable by looking at your answer choices, but both A and B are acting as cause variables, or either of them could be cause variables. So in this case, it really doesn't matter which variable you label as x and y. I'm going to choose to do A as my x-axis and then B as my y-axis. And now I can start to find my intercepts. So our x-intercept is where y equals 0, or in this case, where b equals 0. So I'll rewrite my equation, and then I will plug in 0 for b. 0 minus 15 will just give us negative 15. 5 is being multiplied to a, so the opposite operation would be dividing both sides by a. This will cancel, leaving us with a equals negative 15 divided by 5 is negative 3. So our first intercept is negative 3, comma 0. Then we have our y-intercept, which is where x equals 0, or where a equals 0. So again, rewrite my equation, then plug in 0 for a. 5 times 0 is equal to b minus 15. 5 times 0 will give us 0. Then opposite operations will add 15 to both sides, and that will give us 15 is equal to b, or the coordinate point 0, comma 15. Here I've plotted our two intercepts. Negative 3, comma 0 is to the left by 3 and up and down 0. Then 0, comma 15 is to the right and left 0, up 15. So let's take a look at our answer choices. A says when the value of A is less than 3, positive 3, B is positive. Okay, well, let's say that we can estimate a point to be right up here. Everything less than this point starts out positive, but then once we pass the axis, all of those b values become negative. So it's not positive the entire time, making A incorrect. B says when the value of A is greater than negative 3, which is right here, B is positive. All of the values that are greater than negative 3 are indeed positive, and they're going to extend into positive infinity. So that means B is our correct answer. But let's take a look at why C and D are incorrect. C says when the value of B is greater than negative 15, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, then A is negative. So let's move that over. We'll put that on our graph. Greater than is to the right, and we're looking for negative A values. All of these values over here are on the left side of the y-axis, which does make them have negative A values. However, once we cross the y-axis, now we are infinitely in the positive A value range, which makes this answer incorrect. D says when the value of B is greater than positive 15, A is negative. Again, once we cross this axis, we're right at our intercept. Once we cross this part of the b-axis, all of our a values are going to be positive, not negative. So this answer is also incorrect, making B our correct answer.